Scenes like this one play out almost every week in Chattanooga, and the story is usually the same. A disagreement between two black men or a group of African Americans that leads to violence. Some of the victims live, others die. According to a recent study, blacks make up 89% of the gangs in Chattanooga, followed by whites at 10.5%, and the number of gang-related crimes rose from 127 in 2007 to 500 in 2011.
The United States of America is not ranked among the top 5 countries with the highest rate of crimes. That's according to Google search results. But according to media reports and what comes out of the country, the United States of America, I personally, if I was the one that is responsible for ranking, maybe I would put it in the top 5 countries with the highest rate of crimes in the world. These are some of the topics that I do discuss on this YouTube channel. Uncomfortable discussions. Yeah, sometimes topics like this one cause fights or war in my comment sections that some people even go personal and start discussing race and personality. But I request you, let us have a decent argument. Let us have decent arguments down below. Like, if you want to talk about something like this, if you have an opinion different from what I've discussed or what I've spoken, don't abuse, don't attack races, don't attack people because of where they're coming from or because you don't like what they're talking about. Just challenges. I want people that challenge me. Now, there is so much crime news that comes out of the United States of America almost every day on TV, on social media, on the internet, all over the internet. And now by the rise of social media, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, there is that quick way of dispersing of information that we get the news even before it is published in the mainstream media. Okay, initially we used to get like 80% of the crime news that came out of the United States of America involved black people. The African Americans, the black Americans. You know, there is a difference between black Americans and African Americans. But when President Trump became the president of America, he grouped them into one group. The African Americans, they should be the people that became American by green card because one of their parents is American or anything like that. But they came from Africa. Maybe both their parents are African or something like that. But right now, after President Trump's reign, they were grouped together. All of them are nearly called African Americans. But of course, there are blacks from the Caribbean, there are blacks from South America, there are blacks even from Asia, like Philippines, India has blacks. When social media came, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook became so big in people's houses, people started accessing the videos, live videos of crimes, live videos of things that are happening in the United States of America, and people started changing the narrative and their perspective on the crimes of the United States of America. Personally, I used to think maybe it's the blacks that are thugs, it's the blacks that are drug dealers, it's the blacks that are doing all the bad crimes. Now, let us go back to the question. Are black Americans or African Americans the only criminals, or are they on the peak of the crimes made in America? Let us talk about this thing in this way. America and most European countries, and right now some Asian countries, are facing a bad parenting problem. When they are raising their children, they raise their children as perfect people. People that don't make mistakes. People that are not ready to accept their mistakes. When these parents are raising their kids, a child's mistake is blamed on the house help, it's blamed on the school, it's blamed on the bus driver, it's blamed on the teacher, on the doctor, or anyone around, or even the friends. And that has made them rise the worst criminals, but criminals that must be defended by the American judiciary system or the American parents or the American authorities in police and the army, because these are their kids that they raised like this. That is the very reason you see that black Americans or African Americans are ready to accept their crimes. They're ready to take it in and they're ready to be prosecuted. I don't say these people don't commit crimes, but when they commit them, they accept them. But there are several videos that I've watched, several instances where there are two people that are supposed to be prosecuted, but actually the whites are left to go and the black Americans are prosecuted. For example, there's a time when the police wrongly arrested a black teenager. But this black teenager was walking with a white friend. These people were being suspected of having committed a crime. But what the police did, they handcuffed the black teenager and they left the white teenager. They didn't even ask him about anything, not even taking a statement from him. And they said they're suspecting the two for having committed crimes. But the white can go and the black teenager needs to go to the police to answer some questions. Such instances have happened in a lot of places. Like someone is in a restaurant, someone is in a shopping place, someone is in a mall, and then abruptly the police comes and profiles him or wrongly arrests him, saying there's a suspect they are looking for, somebody has robbed somewhere, somebody has stolen some money somewhere, but you look like that person. And before they ask you for anything, you see 4 or 5 police officers arrest you because you are black. There is a word that I don't want to use, but sometimes these people, even if it's a white person that has committed a crime, but he was wearing a black suit, he'll be profiled as a black person. This takes us back to the media. I talked to you in one video about the media reporting in Europe and America and other parts of the world that is so much different from the way African media reports about the countries. These people, when they're reporting about their countries, they report what they want you to see, not the reality that is happening on the ground. They report about the crimes and the crime rate, gun crime rate. For over 3 decades, the gun crime rate was being put on blacks. They were saying the blacks lead the gun crime rate and whatever. But in the recent few years, you saw how white teenagers were killing fellow students at schools using guns that they were taken from their parents. I wouldn't want to say that their parents gave them their gun, those guns to go and kill students at school. No, but you saw what happened. And this only came out because of social media. This only came out because of TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and everything. But initially, that would have been covered and there wouldn't have been any mainstream media that would have reported such a thing. Now, this is one of the reasons why you see that the African American and the Black Americans are always put on the highest peak of criminals because they are ready to accept their mistakes. Let me tell you something. These people have done very, very bad parenting to an extent that if I'm white, if I'm American, and my kid jumps out of a moving school bus, they will never blame my kid for being crazy, even if they know that their kid is so crazy and stubborn. They always say, maybe the bus driver could have done something. Maybe the teacher inside the bus should have done something to prevent the kid from falling down. Maybe the school did something. Maybe the teacher at school did something to my son. My son is not like that. My son is like this. Bad parenting, poor parenting. Raising up kids that can't live with anyone else but their parents. So when they go out there to a different community, the society beats them hard that they can't live with anyone else because that's how they were raised. So they become traumatized, they become depressed, they become so different, and yet you are ready to defend them. You have the law, you have the lawyers that you hire to defend your kids' crimes, which doesn't happen in the African setting. We African, if you murder someone, your parents are going to leave you to go and face it rough. You face the time in prison and you come back as a different person, which is not happening in most places in Europe, America, and other places in Asia. Thank you for watching this video to the end. My name is Shammah Benefits. Like this video, comment down below, subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in the next video.